Gary, disappointing result performance last time round, but does that mean for the players that weren't playing that places are up for grabs on Saturday?
Places are always up for grabs, that's for sure. You know, everybody's got to feel they're up for grabs, and you know, we've got some good players that are waiting in the wings. There's that argument, and there's also the argument that, you know, the team that played so well previous to last week's game, you know, had a good little run. So you're always mixing and matching in your thoughts, that sort of stuff. At the end of the day, I've still got to try and pick a team that's going to win the game. At this level, players are a little bit inconsistent, so you're never quite sure which game you're going to get from them. All we can do is set them the tactics, try and set them the mindset. I thought the mindset was poor Saturday, really poor. I didn't think enough people looked like, they might have done in their heads, but their body language to me didn't look like they were trying to win the game, and that was what always disappoints me when people do that. Sometimes they don't know they're doing it out of frustration or disappointment, or even disappointment of their own game. Do you know what I mean? At the time, and that's and I think that's what's happened. That's what happened Saturday. So, you know, the old saying, we will have to take each game as it comes at the moment, because you can ask me questions about it soon, I should think, but everything might change anyway in the next few weeks. But we've got to keep going and do our best in every game, because we don't really know what the future holds.
You just kind of alluded to it. The big word is coronavirus. What have you heard? What do you expect? What do you fear?
Well, you fear the season, you know, going out with a damp squib, i.e. no fans at the ground, that sort of thing. Now, none of that has come up as we speak, but I think everybody's pretty aware that the banning of, you know, numbers in public must be coming soon. So, you know, we just have to wait and see how all that pans out. We're taking our advice from the officials, from the PFA's guidelines, the FA's guidelines. Obviously, the club, i.e. George Edwards, is right on top of it. So, you know, I'm sure the FA and everybody are taking guidelines from the government and the experts, and then everybody then has to follow suit. You know, we've got to go with what they think. So, you know, it's a big question mark on the next few weeks. We don't know quite how it's going to pan out, but we all know how serious it is. So, you know, we've got to go with it.
Have you ever faced anything like this in football, or had any of these kind of fears hanging over you in football before?
No, not this type of fear, really.
No.
I mean,
where games might not even be played.
Yeah, no, that's right, exactly. No, I haven't. You know, I've had games where quite a few of the lads have caught flu or cold, and you're thinking, well, how are we going to put a team together? But nothing like this. This is a little bit more serious, isn't it? It's worldwide, and it does sort of put football in perspective. I know there's people dying of flu, but this one, you know, people don't know much about just yet. So I'm listening to everything that goes on, and we've made a lot of provisions here at the training ground and at our club. You know, George has done the ones at the club to make sure that, you know, we're as vigilant as we can be in, you know, trying to stop the spread like everyone else.
And I guess, you know, there is a tiny percentage of a chance that the season might not even end. I mean, can you foresee that? I mean,
well,
that'd be incredible.
I can foresee anything at the moment, you know, but we just got to wait and see actually how it all develops. Everybody's hoping that we're going to wake up and say, oh, you know, it's all gone. Let's just, you know, be normal, sort of thing. But it looks like there's a plan, and obviously all of us are going to be part of that plan, and it's definitely going to affect us in our hobby side of things, our business side of things, and certainly football comes into that category of nobody wants to have closed doors, but it's already happening. So I'm sure, as we go, that might happen. And God knows how clubs are going to cope with it. Yeah. I don't know how they're going to cope with it. Some clubs might cope better than others, but it's going to be quite a big problem for clubs.
It's all very well asking Premier League clubs who've got bagfuls of money to play behind closed doors, but it's a different story for lower league clubs.
Yeah, I think so. I think it could affect quite a lot of lower league clubs and non-league clubs. It absolutely could do. You've got players on contract, fans of season ticket holders. There's still a few games for them to go. They've probably already paid all their money. There's sponsors that have already, it's all sorts of things that might happen. But
you've got a group of players coming together day in, day out. What are you doing to advise them to protect themselves?
Well, they're pretty au fait with it themselves. They know the rules. Our doctor came in, gave them a really good idea of what they need to be doing. This was a week ago now, so it's always very clean here at the training ground anyway. The cleaner does a fantastic job. Hope she gets a rise on the strength of this interview, but she does a great job. And little things like you split the dressing room into 2 10s rather than 120 in one dressing room. But touch wood. Should I be touching it anyway? At the moment, we, like many other teams, are okay at the moment. But we also know that you've got to stay vigilant, and the players know that, and they know that the big thing is that if they go into the next phase and somebody gets a cold, headache or whatever it is, they might have just a common cold, but they might have to do 7 days, 14 days self-quarantine. Do you know what I mean? So, and all of a sudden, for the sake, a little sniffle on that, they're not available to you at a very important part of the season. All clubs will be worried about that at the moment.
Unknown territory, isn't it?
When that happens with Man City, they get Grace to call the game off. Would you expect that, Grace?
Well, I don't know. I suppose I don't think so, because they'll be making sure that if they are going to finish the games programme, they can't have people cancelling it because of you haven't got enough players. They're going to have to say, well, you should have had enough players, and you'll have to play your youth team or something. You know what I mean? I don't. You're going to have to play a team from the group of players that you've got signed up. If there was a major, if there was a major problem, which there might be, no team yet has all suddenly got coronavirus sort of thing. But obviously, then you're not going to play then, are you? You know what I mean? But it's just the odd one that at this moment in time, as we speak, they're saying self-quarantine if you've got a little sniffle, so on and so forth. That's what they're saying now. And suddenly you've got 2 or 3 of your best players got sniffles and they've got a self-quarantine, but that's got to be down to the doctor. That's not our decision, that's a doctor's decision. No, I've never had a behind closed doors game. I've watched a couple on the TV and they're strange. And what is behind closed doors? Who's allowed in? Press? Are they allowed in?
As we speak, the games in Europe, the press are being allowed in, and they're being monitored, tested before they go in, and all that kind of stuff.
Yeah.
That's
well,
I think that's the format in Italy and 1 or 2 other places. The games are, or up to now anyway.
Well, you got the. PSG didn't they? They played a game last night behind closed doors.
Yeah.
There was 10,000 people outside,
Yeah.
all screaming and shouting. And the only thing they didn't do was watch the game. Do you know what I mean? And they was all still in a.
Yeah.
You're thinking, it's going to be very.
Is that really ticking that box?
Well,
No,
I know. I know. So it's just it's a strange one. When you're not supposed to touch your face, everything starts itching, doesn't it? But anyway. So I haven't had that experience. Maybe it looks like
the latest?
it's not too far away.
Lucas, couple of weeks he's been out now. What's the latest with him and his back?
He's being assessed every day. He hasn't trained properly yet.
Okay.
So we've still got a couple of days, but he's still a bit sore at this moment in time.
Fine. Frankie keeps getting a little bit closer.
Yeah, Frankie's close. Yeah, Frankie's available for selection for sure. Winter is, and Dizzy's still got a little way to go. We've had good news on Busey, although we sent him for another scan just to make sure that it is all cleared up. But he felt much better when he trained with the physios the other day.
Okay.
So,
he's back doing light work, is it?
Yeah, he's doing what they call pitch work. So I think he'll be with us pretty soon.
Right.
Yeah,
okay.
hopefully.
And what's the latest on Jackson? Any updates?
He's fine. He's training with us today, so that was great
wow.
news. We thought it was a twist, but it was sort of like a kick on the knee, and it was a bruise. And like when you first get that, you're not sure whether you've done your medial ligament or whether it's just bruise.
He did carry on after the initial knock, didn't he?
Yeah, he did. Yeah,
so,
but then he struggled because it was quite a hefty knock. But he's a brave lad, and he certainly looks like he's got no.
Good. And
injury
Bournemouth,
hanging on.
what's your? I suppose if anybody's looking at the league table, they'll say, well, strictly speaking, Bournemouth should be tougher than Sutton, which is an insult to Sutton. But what's your assessment?
Well, we always have tough games against them, that's for sure. We beaten
we
twice.
beat them on the first day of the season.
Yeah, first day of the season, and then in the cup, was it in the trophy? We played them in the trophy. Didn't
Yes,
we?
in the trophy.
Oh, the FA Cup.
The FA Cup.
Yeah, that's
of
it.
course.
So I'm hoping we got the Indian sign over them, but they're a decent side. They've had a very good run in the league, and they look they look quite strong, don't they? Up there, and they'll have aspirations of, well, I'm probably trying to catch the top two, let alone anything else. But it'll be a tough game, and we got to turn up to make sure that we give ourselves every chance.